Ever thought if you should make your players do something before your warm-up? Ever thought that there is something lacking before the warm-up that I discussed last time? Well, that's exactly what we're here to discuss today. Hi guys, my name is Priya. I'm a sports physio currently working with Vidarbha Cricket Association. I've been working in the field of cricket since last 3 years and working in the field of sports since last 5 years. Last week we discussed what is warm-up or how to plan your warm-up. That is your preparatory phase. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is pre-preparation of a match. Whenever you go into a match, your warm-up is your preparation, and something which comes before your warm-up, that is your pre-preparation phase. Alright, so if you haven't seen my video on warm-up, you can go to that through the link in the description as well as on the video. Now without further ado, let's get into this video. Today's video I have divided into 3 topics. First is rolling of your muscles, second is your prehabilitation block, and third is your muscle activations. First, if we talk about rolling of the muscles, what does it mean? Rolling of the muscles using a foam roller or a release ball is what is called rolling or self MFR to the muscles. What it does, I don't say that it breaks any adhesions or breaks any form of fascia changes. What it actually does, it's a kind of a self-massage technique. Okay, whenever you wake up or whenever you are going to play any sport, before that your muscles might be stiff. If it's in the morning situation, your muscles might be a little stiff, not because of anything else but because of your sleeping posture. So what happens is whenever you massage yourself, whenever there is any form of massage given to the body, the blood supply in that area increases. So if you foam roll or if you use a release ball and release the muscles, major muscles of your body like your hams, calves, your quads, back as well as shoulders, what happens is it will increase the blood supply and it will make the muscles more pliable. It will make it more easier for you to stretch those muscles out or do any of the other activities that are to be done in the future during the game or the warm-up or the pre-preparatory phase. So that is why I prefer if my players go through a very thorough foam rolling session before starting anything of the day. Okay, anything. Before they start anything in the day, it's preferred if they do foam rolling. It may be in a match situation, training situation, or it may be a gym session. Foam rolling is any day preferred before starting anything else. The second topic that we are going to talk about is your prehabilitation block. Now, what does prehabilitation means? Prehabilitation is the form of exercises or a bunch of exercises which is done by any person either to prevent a recurrence of an injury or to prevent any injury from occurring. Okay, whenever you are a player, there are higher chances that they have had some or the other form of injury in previous season or a few years back. What it does is whenever you have an injury, that part of the body can become a bit weak or it can become more prone to injuries. So to prevent that, we give a few exercises which that person has to do, which other people of the team may not have to do. So that is your prehabilitation block whenever to prevent recurrence of injury. Now, there are chances that whenever you're with a team sports, okay, whenever you have a team of 15 like in cricket or football team or team rugby team, any team sports, what happens is your player has different things which is missing in his body compared to other players. Okay, even in single sports, if you are having singles badminton team, you're going with the badminton team, or if you have a single player, just one player under you, what happens is some things are missing from the person's physique. Okay, there may be some muscles are tightened up, you may feel some parts of the body are not as mobile as it should be. So what you do is you give them a few mobility exercises or a few stretching exercises which are extra or above their normal warm-up exercises. Okay, it may be even some muscle activations, it may be some isometric contractions, depends what your condition is or what your player's physical status is. Okay, because sometimes what happens is a player has suppose had a previous ankle injury, then there are chances that you would prefer your player to go for single leg balances or some jumping activities before going into anything else. Obviously, they are doing a proper and good mobility before that if you're going into plyometrics, but if it's a normal single leg standing activities, that what happens, it will go into a neuromuscular activation. A good chain activation will happen. So those kind of activities, a prehabilitation block is created for individual players depending on their physical conditions. It may be because of previous injuries or to prevent the injuries which you are able to catch. Okay, if they are lacking something, that should be included in your prehabilitation block. That is what is your second part of the pre-preparatory phase in my opinion. Now the third and the last topic of this video is your muscle activations. What does muscle activations mean in this scenario? What I mean is, before you go into any of the warm-up activities, you usually should activate your main muscles of the body. For example, your core, your glutes. Those two are very, very important muscles. They are actually called the powerhouse of the body. So whenever you activate those muscles, whenever you have had some form of activation, it will support the other muscles to get activated and go for normal contractions during any of the activities. So for these, what you can do is you can go for either isometric contractions, or you can go for your some form of concentric contraction, either against resistance or without resistance. That very much depends on your player and the level of his or her physical fitness. Because if you have an elite player, that player will go for concentric contractions with resistance and a higher resistance, whereas your normal player, it's a district player or a player who has just started working out, then that person will have a concentric contraction without any resistance. Just movement will be enough. So which exercises can be included? Any and all forms of exercises which your player is used to doing. Okay, make sure that your player is used to doing these exercises. Never ever introduce something new just before the match. I'm talking about mainly match situations. Whenever you have a match, make sure your warm-up is already ready. Your players are aware of what they are doing, okay, what they are supposed to do. Including something new on a match day will confuse your player. Do not do that. They have enough stress as it is. They are going to play a match. They have to perform. So whenever you're planning a warm-up, make sure you're not confusing your player. Alright, so that's it for this video. In these two videos, what I have given is a checklist for you. If you ever get confused what to make your player do before the match, just make sure you tick mark all the things in the correct order. Alright, and this order is, first of all, is your rolling. Second is your prehabilitation block. Third is your muscle activations. Fourth one will be your mobility. Fifth one will be your active stretches. And sixth one will be your cardio. The last three things have been discussed in a video in the previous week, so you can check that out as well. Alright, and if you ever get confused, make sure that you have this thing, you're covering these 6 things definitely. Okay, teach your players a variety of exercises and pick a few of them to do on the day, but make sure not to try and teach something new to them on the match day, because they will not be able to take it. They might, but that will confuse them. So it's not necessary. Unless until it's some of your rehabilitation exercise. If they have had any injury, you're teaching some exercise, that's okay. But before the match, make sure you're giving them as much mental peace as possible by not confusing them. Okay, so that is what your warm-up should consist of. Your entire thing, what you should do before the match in 6 very, very basic points. From next week, what we are going to do is we are going to have 2 videos per week. On the Wednesdays, it's going to be workout Wednesdays. We are going to have exercise videos. And on Saturdays, we are going to keep discussing topics like this and many more. So this Wednesday, we are starting with our mobility series. The mobility exercises that I talked about in the last video. Now I'll be performing them and showing you the correct method of doing them. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for this and more such videos. If you have any suggestions which you want me to take up, you can leave them in the comment section and I'll try and make as many videos as possible. Alright, see you guys next time. Bye bye.